Welcome to another edition of Elite JC TV. I am your host, JC, and I am back with some unboxings for you. Hopefully, you're all doing great on this beautiful Friday afternoon. It is bright and sunny, 75 here in Connecticut, and I am loving every minute of it. Took a trip over to the retro game store, M&J Video Games and Collectibles. If you guys have not and you live in the Connecticut area, go ahead, check them out. They are a privately owned establishment. You do have to call ahead and make an appointment so you can go in. They only allow so many people in at a time, but they have a wide selection of games from all the way from the Atari all the way to the current consoles. So go ahead, check them out. They're a great group of guys. And they're very reasonable priced too. They're not retro games, game exchange, play and trade. They don't charge an arm and a leg or eBay prices. With that being said, guys, the first package from eBay, I'm still agitated with eBay because you have sellers on there that don't know their asshole from their elbow. Because I ordered a couple of games from them and I'm still waiting, and they were supposed to be delivered last Friday. I have not received any tracking updates on them. All I know is the last tracking update I received was that they were leaving Oshkosh, Nebraska, or some crap like that. But I digress, and I also went ahead and ordered some extra stuff as well this week. So with that being said, we're going to get into the first package from eBay. This was a game I got for the PlayStation 2 when I got my very first PlayStation 2 for Christmas when I was a kid. And I'm a big wrestling fan, and you guys know that. And that is SmackDown Just Bring It. This was the very last SmackDown game to feature The Rock on the cover because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, after this came out, I think The Rock went off to do movies. So they didn't feature him on the covers for a lot of their games. I'm a little disappointed in the case because the case was beat up and the disc is in not great condition, as they said. They did say that it's tested and plays, so we'll see if that is the case. Now, the second and last package from eBay, I went ahead and I pre-opened these so I didn't have to open them up on camera. Keeping it within the SmackDown family is SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. This was the second in the SmackDown series on the PlayStation. I believe the next one after Shut Your Mouth was Here's Comes the Pain, and then it went from just being SmackDown, whatever, to SmackDown versus Raw. So with that being said, that was it for the eBay unboxing. So let's go ahead and get into the M&J Video Games and Collectible pickups. Now, the cart is not in that great a shape. I plan on, seeing if I can buy a casing and replace the case, and clean the motherboard up a little bit and stuff like that, and put it into a new case and get a new label for it. But this was a game that I loved. I remember getting this game. Had gotten suspended from school and I got grounded for like a week, and I remember I was only allowed to play this for 10 minutes a day as a punishment. And you, as a kid, you know how much of a pain in the ass that is to have a new game and not have games in general and be grounded and not able to play it. With that being said, it is the I keep saying SmackDown, WrestleMania 2000, and they're only and kind of cool. It has property of Blockbuster Video on it, which is kind of cool. So that must mean that this person bought this from or rented it and never returned it from Blockbuster Video. But I plan on, like I said, I plan on going back and maybe trying to get a solid black N64 cartridge and see if I can maybe fix it up a little bit. This was surprisingly the only WWE or / WWF game that they had in stock for the NES. I didn't see anything else. I didn't even see WrestleMania, the arcade game, for any of the consoles, which was really shocking. And it is the WWF WrestleMania Challenge. I never played this one on the original NES, so I plan on checking it out and playing it. Keeping it in the wrestling family for a little bit longer. Speaking of WrestleMania, they did not have WrestleMania the arcade game, which was a bummer, but they did have WWF in your house. There goes the neighborhood. I remember playing this game when I was a kid. I loved it because um, I love the WrestleMania. So, and the game doesn't look like it's in that good of a condition. To feel the scratches. The cool thing about M&J's is that if their games don't work, they will work with you on either giving you credit or from what the guy told me, he said he would resurface it, which I'm okay with the resurfacing because as long as the game will work and play, I don't care what the bottom of the disc looks like. And as long as I can put it in the system and play it, I'm cool with that. I was a big James Bond fan growing up. I loved playing his games, and I had to get this because I saw it. And it was such a good price. And that was 007 Tomorrow Never Dies, which was a great movie. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think the disc was in great shape. Yeah. Very light to no scratches, which is cool, which I love. Honestly, sometimes I look at games and I think about, like why do people treat their games like that, but then sometimes you have kids and kids don't put their stuff away and stuff like that. So I remember buying my Nintendo GameCube. I had gotten a little over the counter under the table job and I was making good money, and I wound up working for like a whole week straight, no taxes, just straight cash. And I think it was like 15 at the time, and I bought a Nintendo GameCube, a memory card, and then WrestleMania 18. I remember playing this. I loved it. It wasn't all that great, but it was still enjoyable. I played the death out of it, and I will be doing that more streaming with old school stuff. Uh, Picked up another GameCube title. They are remastering this for the Xbox One and PS4 in September. And I was a big fan of Dave Mirra and Matt Hoffman, and those games. I loved them. I loved them to death. Thrasher, Skate and Destroy. I loved all the skateboarding and BMX games. So with that being said, I picked up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 for the GameCube. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was in okay shape. Yeah, this was in okay shape. Um, when I got home before I did the video, I went and I wiped them all down, and with rubbing alcohol and then the discs as well, just to get any fingerprints and stuff. Another James Bond title in the mix. I remember having this for the PS2. I want to try it out on the GameCube, I should say, and that is 007 Everything or Nothing. It says connect Everything or Nothing on your Game Boy Advance for bonus content, which I don't have for a Game Boy. I don't have it on Game Boy. This featured an all-new third-person view. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, and then you had Willem Dafoe, Shannon Elizabeth, Richard Kiel, Heidi Klum, Maya, Masakito, John Cleese, and Judi Dench as M, and Everything or Nothing performed by Maya. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull the labels off of that because I don't really want those on my thing, on my case. Now we're gonna get into some good stuff. Such good shit. So, you guys know how much of a wrestling fan I am. I'm a big wrestling fan. I've just showed you a couple of wrestling titles. So the first game, one of the next wrestling games that I picked up is the first SmackDown versus Raw. I wish this was not a PlayStation hit. The greatest hits, I should say, and the reason why is because you open up the case and I have the actual just regular standard, and I really wish he would have given me the that case instead. Like I said, some of the discs aren't in that good of a condition, but they did say that they test them and they do play. So we'll see what happens. But like you said, they said that I can go back and I can always resurface them if I want, if they don't work, which I think I'll be taking them up on that offer. The next one is the first one ever on Xbox 360, and that is SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this was in a little bit of rough shape too. Yeah, but this one looks like it would probably work. So, as you see, I'm also doing them in chronological order too. Another thing I really was upset that they had the Platinum Hits version and not the standard, but they got SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. So now I'm just going to rocket fire and just show you them real quick. SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Now the next couple of games were part of the THQ going out. Because I believe SmackDown versus Raw 11 in these next two games were the last three games by THQ. And that is Legends of WrestleMania, which you can import your 2009, I think, or 2010 or 2011. So one of those you can import. Oh, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 09 connectivity matchup to the past with the superstars of today. That one didn't get a lot of good feedback because it was objective based matches. Like you had to do like checklists and stuff to complete the matches, but it was still pretty cool. I liked it. Another one is I had to get it because I know 2K is coming out with Battlegrounds, and it's kind of almost similar to NBA Playgrounds except for it's wrestling. But I saw this, I had to get it because I loved it, and I remember I had this game from Blockbuster for weeks with the Game Pass, and that is WWE All Stars. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. Now we get to the last wrestling game of the pickups, and this was the very first non-THQ game of this generation, and this had the 30 years of WrestleMania mode, the streak. You could beat or defend the streak, and I am talking about the very first WWE 2K14. Now, a lot of people say that the 2K games were never great, but I think some of the early ones were pretty good. I enjoyed a lot of the earlier ones. The most recent ones have been horrible, but as a fan, I just suck it up and play it, even though that I have a voice and I have an opinion. But I can't go out there and make a game any better. So, I mean, I give my hats off to 2K for doing and taking the constructive criticism that they have been getting over the last couple of years because of the 2K games. And if I take away anything from the 2K series is for 2K21 is please fix the online servers. I would like to be able to play a match where me and my friends don't end up in separate matches when we play something longer than 10 minutes. The next games I picked up and I actually beat these two, and I'm going to go through them again and play them on the Xbox 360 and also play them live here on YouTube. And that is the Saints Row collection. I have all of them except the fourth one, which I didn't see. I think that one was only on Xbox One, I should say. So you got Saints Row 1, 2, and the third. And the cool thing about the Saints Row games was that they were made by THQ and then Violation Inc. But they were GTA style based games. So with that being said, speaking of GTA, I saw this and I don't ever recall owning or beating Grand Theft Auto 4. And I bought this because it was the complete edition. Comes Grand Theft Auto 4, The Lost and the Damned, and The Ballad of Gay Tony. So that was pretty cool. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the last for this video. I know there was a lot. I actually had to do this video a couple times, so I kept getting interrupted. So I wanted to get through it as quickly as I could, so I can get it edited, rendered, and uploaded for you guys. So, with that being said, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment box below. Don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can be notified when new content is made available on the channel. With that being said, guys, I'm JC. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend. Stay home, stay safe, and I'll catch you later.